Greetings, this is Miss Jackson. I'm going to cover the Lesson 11 homework. Lesson 11 is when we first start learning how to use a strip diagram to represent multiplication and division problems. Strip diagrams can be used with all four operations. They can be used to organize information to solve all sorts of problems in mathematics, anything from perimeter problems, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, fractions, all sorts of things can be solved using strip diagrams. So it's something I really like to focus on. There's a big emphasis on strip diagrams in third grade, and this is going to be our introduction to those. Problem 1. Fred has 10 pears. He puts 2 pears in each basket. How many baskets does he have? The first thing I want to do is label the information that I have. First, I know that there are 10 pears, and that is going to represent a total. Second, I know that he puts 2 pears in each basket. Each is one of those words that is small but has a big meaning. So I like for the kids to focus in on the word each. That means for every basket that I have, there are going to be 2 pears in it. The 2 pears in each basket represents the size of each group. What we're missing is how many baskets does he have? How many groups are there? That's what we don't know yet. We know our total, we know the size of each group, we're trying to determine how many groups are there. Part A says draw an array where each column represents the number of pears in each basket. What I'm going to do is start by drawing groups of 2. So there's one group of 2 that represents a basket. There's another group of 2 that represents a basket. At this point, I'm at 2, 4, 6, 8. Now I'm at a total of 10 pears. To get to 10 pears, I needed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 baskets. So I'm going to use that information now to complete this division sentence. The beginning of all division sentences is going to be the total number of objects being divided out. In this case, we listed that total as 10 pears. The 10 pears were divided into groups of 2, and we ended up needing 5 groups of 2. If you want to have a little challenge, ask your child at this point to turn this division sentence into a multiplication problem. To do that, we simply flip our division sentence backwards and write it with multiplication. Part B. Redraw the pears in each basket as a unit in the strip diagram. Label the diagram with known and unknown information from the problem. So here's our strip diagram. When you look at a strip diagram, it starts off as a long rectangle, and then it's divided into sections, and the number of sections is going to be found from the number of groups. So Fred ended up needing 5 baskets or 5 groups, and you can see those 5 being represented with each section of this strip diagram. To finish filling in the strip diagram, what we need to do is go put the number of pears in each group. And they did that on the first one for us. We determined that there were 2 pears in each group. Now they want us to label the parts of the strip diagram. The top label that I would give would be a group. This whole section here is a group. The number within a section is the size of the group. And then the bottom, and let me see if I can change my color. This bottom that runs across the entire bottom, this mark here, is going to represent the total number of pears. In this case, it's 10. That's where your total is. Now, I want to take a minute and draw a strip diagram over here. And what I will tell you is, and this strip diagram has nothing to do with this problem, it's just a quick strip diagram. Say it's 3 groups of 3, the total is 9. Sometimes you will see the total drawn like this. The total can be drawn across the top. Let me get a different color. Sometimes the total will be drawn with these little butterfly brackets that take years of careful study to be able to draw correctly. It could look like that. So you never know how they're going to put the total or represent the total on here. What we do know, though, is that the total has to stretch across the entire strip diagram because it takes every part of this to create that total. So over here, it takes every part of this to create the total that equals up to 10 pairs. Let's look at the last problem. Miss Myers organizes 15 clipboards, there's a total, equally into 3 boxes. How many clipboards are in each box? So let's stop right there and see what we know. We know the total is 15 clipboards. We know our number of groups, 3 boxes. What we're missing is how many clipboards are in each box. So we're missing the size. It says model the problem with both an array and a labeled strip diagram. Show each column as the number of clipboards in each box. Well, if I know I have 3 boxes and I want to create an array, and the boxes are my groups. In an array, your groups are represented horizontally as rows. So I'm going to go ahead and mark my 3 rows because I have 3 groups. I need 3 rows. And then I'm going to start putting clipboards, represented as dots, in each row until I come to a total of 15. Right now I'm at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. To answer the question, how many clipboards are in each box? We're just going to look at a group. There are 5 in each box. Now let's draw the strip diagram that represents this. You'll start with a long rectangle. We need to divide the rectangle into our number of groups. There are 3 groups because it says there are 3 boxes. Anytime you have a certain number of groups that you need to get, you draw vertical lines, but draw one less vertical line than the number of groups you need. So if we need 3 groups, I'm going to draw 2 vertical lines. If we needed 10 groups, I would draw 9 vertical lines. If I needed 1,000 groups, I would draw 999 vertical lines. That will give you the exact number that you need, and I can check it. I have 1, 2, 3 groups. Probably the hardest part of a strip diagram for 3rd graders is getting the right number of groups because they want to go put 3 vertical lines that will divide it into 4 sections, and we need 3 sections, 1 for each group. The next thing that we need to do, and I'm going to erase the labels I just put there because I'm going to need them in a minute. Oh, I don't want the whole box to go away. It's going to go away. That's okay. I can redraw that. Okay, my strip diagram is back. We said that there were 5 clipboards in each box. Now you could go through and put 5 dots in each box, 5 tally marks in each box, or you could just simply put the number 5 in each box. From there, let's label the total, and I'm going to run it across the bottom. And finally, what we need to do is answer the question. There are blank clipboards in each box. The answer is 5. For a challenge, I would have your kid write a corresponding multiplication and division sentence. So looking at this, my multiplication sentence would be 3 groups of 5 equals 15. A division sentence would be 15 divided by 3 groups equals 5. Okay, that's it for this video. That is our introduction to strip diagrams. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Thank you.